absolutely fair. Our job as civil society people, commentators, journalists, investigators, is not to necessarily go and look for what is regular and well done. Somehow, it falls to some of us to look for what is going wrong so it can be fixed. So the short answer is that Fourth Estate has done what a journalist must do. This is the highest form of journalism, to look for what is wrong in society, give light to it, and then hopefully work towards a resolution of it. So the short answer is that nobody should make that argument. If even there were 2 cases of abuse, this is public funds in a poor country. Those 2 cases are worthy of being highlighted, and we should go down the rabbit hole to find out how and why it happened so we can stop it. So there's a short answer, and yes, it is a very good exercise. We should also give plaudits to Fourth Estate. And you just mentioned the issue of the frustration of giving them hard copies. See, public institutions should be reprimanded for such bad behavior. You actually spend state resources to go and find the paper, buy the toner, get a staff person to print those hundreds of pages just to punish somebody. The guy who did that should be fired. These are evil people who do things just to make things difficult for everybody else. Okay, and it's all wrong. They make an RTI, which you and I fight for. You are dealing with public office, public funds, and you don't want to be transparent. And when the commission, the guy has had to go through the process, you disregard the law, and you are telling him that, oh, there's private information. But those people who had the private information, they were happy to take public funds and not just use it, but abuse it. And then you want to defend that. And when you lose and the commission says give it to them, you use state resources to frustrate them. My brother, some of these people should not be anywhere near public office. And those who are in charge should make sure these people don't retain their offices. They are the problem. Let me leave it here for now.
Now, I mean, Kingsley Ajiban is certainly not an evil person. He's contesting.
I'm talking about the principle.
He's contesting. Kofi Bentil. He's contesting to replace Atachia in the Buakwa South. As the MP,
I think he's a nice person.
As the MP, he's a PhD anyway. As the MP, and guess what he did? Get what he did. He subsidized. He subsidized the cost of a bag of maize from 800 cedis to 300 cedis for the entire constituency. That's not an evil person.
People who do this should not hold public office. And Mr. Ajimai should apologize for it. Otherwise, he's not fit for the office that he's.
He says your problem is that you don't have a law regulating the secretariat, so you can now get up and want to expose facto, determine to him who a needy person is to benefit from the scholarship. That's why he's telling you that you haven't given him any law.
Should I give you my comment on that?
Yeah.
Good. Here's the comment on that. When public offices are set up, they are set up somehow with the thinking that people of sufficient competence and reasonable judgment will occupy those offices. And in the process, therefore, they would exercise their powers reasonably. If you read the Article 296 in our Constitution and other places, anybody who is given powers must publish. They must publish the principles and all the rules and whatever it is by which they will exercise their discretion. The Scholarship Secretariat essentially has been given the powers of the public purse to exercise discretion in these areas. They have failed to publish it. He asking for a law is proof that he was incompetent for the job. I am not saying we should not do a law, but laws do not do everything. And we don't need laws to prescribe and make sure every rule is written. If we cannot trust that people of a certain caliber will occupy certain offices, then we are doomed. But if we make the mistake of putting people there and they come and tell us that because I don't have a law which will tell me to do this and that, I cannot do my work, that person has disqualified themselves from that office. So in short, the Scholarship Secretariat must publish the rules, but if the rules have not been published, people who are given these discretions are expected to exercise it as patriots with the public interest and definitely not exercise it the way they have exercised it. And when they are called to be transparent and to give information, they must not frustrate people like the journalists, like civil society organizations, like citizens who want information by doing the kinds of things that they did at the Scholarship Secretariat. If they do that, they have disqualified themselves, which is what I'm saying. Mr. Ajimai may be a fine person. Maybe if I meet him, I'll like him. But on this score, he has totally failed.